Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and on and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to finish this. Why is my friend sending me these things? Oh god. Yes, we're going to be finishing Song of the White Carnations today. That is my goal, that is my dream, that is the plan. Why do you look so fucked up? Okay. That is the kind of the game plan for today. Now, this might seem as a lofty goal, however, I believe in us. I believe in myself. I can do this using the power of love and friendship. Now, what happened last time? We did combat. Now, I rewrote some things. You can kind of see here. I wrote this. I changed Heaven and Hell from a flat +2 bonus to instead a plus 1d6 minus 1d6 bonus. The main reason was for this is just because I thought it would, how do I want to work that? I think it would work a little bit better than just raw numbers. It kind of gives you a different idea. You know, Heaven is very much you're at a disadvantage. I want to get that across. Like in Heaven, you are not really supposed to attack, but you can very easily defend yourself. On the other hand, Hell is very much like you have an advantage, but you gotta kill them fast. That's kind of the trade-off, you could say. In Hell, you are supposed to go fast and die faster. That terrible feeling. That terrible feeling. Yes, it's every now and again my friend likes to send me things. He's actually a mod on here, fun fact. He sends me things. It's just like, oh, yep, that's just porn. That's just pornography. But yeah, so Heaven is safe, you know, kind of the basic idea. What I ended up doing actually was giving people different options for defense. I thought that would be most appropriate. So one of the big things, if you are being attacked, you can actually do if you are in melee combat, you can roll adventure to defend yourself. If you're in ranged combat, you can actually roll mystery to defend yourself. But conflict can be rolled for everything. Conflict is the universal combat attribute. If you have conflict, you can do it. If you are opposing somebody, you can always roll conflict. And for environmental features and hazards, what I ended up doing was that certain environmental conditions may force Vagabonds to be aggressive to escape situation. There may also be blockers preventing access to sections of Eden. So, for example, let's say for example you are all kind of set up on a kind of a larger area and somebody is down below and you're on like a veranda and you're shooting down. There would be a blocker of you need to get around, you need to go downstairs. It's going to take you time. You can't really participate in a fight necessarily if you are, if there's something there. You can't go through, you aren't in purgatory because you can't. However, you are because someone's in heaven and somebody has to be in hell. Then that's kind of the breakdown there. One of the other big ideas was that certain features may be invoked. That's like I thought that'd just be kind of fun, just like a little bit of fate in there. Just the kind of the basic concept of like, hey, we're in a bar or something. We're in a bar fight. You know, I got my fists up. You got your fist up. That's you like grabbing a chair and bonking somebody over the head or diving under a table kind of thing to avoid someone getting hit. That's all that is. Some like very simple. You just get a flat, small bonus. You just get a +2 to a check if you choose to use that. However, other things are temporary and permanent cover. If you are in cover, you pretty much get a defense. You pretty much get just a raw defense check to all of everything. That's where the flat defense comes in mostly. However, temporary only lasts for a single attack. Permanent cannot be destroyed technically. However, each piece of cover can only be used by up to 2 Vagabonds, so you all can't hide behind a single wall kind of thing. Hey, is this a Notepad must die? Technically it is, but there isn't, like, overall there is not actually much to do. Like, not like super lot to do, so I'm a little bit like, eh. Let's see, these didn't change actually. These actually remain relatively similar. Yeah, I also did that. So wounds remained the same. Kind of did a little bit there. What I ended up doing was giving enemies. This is kind of a side note, kind of a side feature. They aren't really considered in Theater of Eden. They are not considered on the Eden map at all. However, if you want them to have something, they have their own little map of Sloth, Pride, and Wrath. They're in Sloth, they have +2 survival score, but they're a lot easier to defend against. If they're in Pride, everything's standard. If they have Wrath, they have a lower survival score, but they're harder to defend against. So, if you're kind of all stuck in heaven, they might all go on Wrath. So it's a lot easier to hit them, but they're also kind of mitigating some of your own bonuses. Due to enemies not rolling, they instead are going to be focusing on increasing or decreasing the Vagabonds to hits and defends. Which also led to Enemy of the People. This was a really quick and dirty way of doing this. I realized this last night. Basically, you're going to choose a danger, they're going to choose their survival score, and they have wounds similar to you. Some of them are a lot less worrisome than you, really. For example, civilians on one hand. Civilians are actually pretty easy. If you hit them, you're going to deal a heavy wound to them. Anytime I should actually change that to make them a little bit easier to damage. It's kind of along the idea of like them taking even a little bit of damage can really hinder them. Their one problem is if they're at mortal tier, they actually don't suffer any problems. They are completely at completely unhindered, which is kind of like you. We should do. Let's do +2 +2 to damage. How do I want to do this? It's bonus fuck. +1 to defending against attacks, +2 damage against. +2 damage +2 damage. So no, we do +2 vagabond damage, which we then put a little side note. Footnote. Let's see, and then we do +4 vagabond damage. There we go. There we go. Kind of just some raw bonuses. The other thing is like just choose what their demeanor is. I don't want this to be like super complicated. That was never the point. The ride or die stream, yeah. Everyone is pissed all the time, yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Meatwag is meant to be another game. No, I refuse to concede in my brain meat. It's there. I'm struggling with game ideas. Everyone pissed all the time. 100% wrath. Is this a ride or die stream? This is, yes, somewhat. I'm just kind of going over what was kind of added from last time, because I worked on this quite a bit last night. I'm like, I got to get all this shit done. Added weapons, as you can kind of see here. Originally, I wanted to have like handgun, rifle, shotgun. But then I quickly realized something. There were too many of them, so I decided to kind of give them their own. These are fairly generic. They're very much their own. And I want to give kind of people like basic idea of like, if you want to kind of make your own weapons, you can just add a tag to it. It's not very complicated. The big idea is that they have their basic damage and they have some tags. Let me see. The one, the only WOD one is the Walker Revolver, which does 1d6 plus 3 damage, but it's dramatic, which means that you can use your drama score for it. Drama's the only one that isn't really represented all that well in combat. I'm hoping that if you are a dramatic person kind of thing, if like you're a very, very personality driven character, you're going to be using a revolver. You're going to be using the Walker Revolver, and it's going to pack a punch because that's how you actually damage people. It doesn't use conflict. It uses solely a single one. But generally speaking, these damage numbers, like, oh wow, these damage numbers don't seem very high. However, you got to remember, taking 6 damage is already putting out a light wound, which makes it a lot harder to take, which is going to make it a lot harder to resist further wounds. So things like 2d6 can actually mean quite a bit of damage, especially when it comes to things like shotguns, which can do upwards of 3d6 damage if you're in hell, which means you're also going to be doing a lot. Yeah, the Jolt M1911. Yeah, the Jolt is... A lot of these guns are actually from the Valkyria Chronicles game, Hearts of the Valkyria. I just needed names for it. So, yeah. The standard issue rifle, the Ursa rifle. Then we have, where was the Fierwurf 99, which is literally gun 99. This is literally just firearm 99, which does pretty damn good damage. It's 1d6 plus 4, so minimum you're going to do 5 damage if you do successfully hit, which 5 damage is, if we go up here, minimum you're going to do a superficial wound. And more likely you're going to end up doing light. Like 2d6 is pretty reliably you're going to do some good damage. The weird ones are, things like automatic fire, concealable, dramatic. I did add factional weapons just because I thought that would be appropriate. Then I added the entire Blindabarco section. Blindabarcos, I was like, I'm going to make a full combat boat section. I'm like, that's really dumb. God created men, but Sammy Jolt made them equal. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, the Blindabarco section is actually fairly simple. I was... Initially, I'm like, okay, I want to do the armored combat, unarmored boat stuff. I want to have that. But more like, I want to explain what a Blindabarco is and more of what it is in the more dramatic sense. You can do Blindabarco combat, which means like if you're fighting on a fucking boat, for God's sakes. These things aren't very large. They're not supposed to be very large. You can probably fit about 5, 6 guys maybe on these. There's not really supposed to be that many of them. One of the big ideas is that in combat, it treats the exact same. However, whoever is piloting has to determine where you are. So if the captain's like, okay, we're going to hell, everybody is currently in hell. Have fun. Or it's like, oh, well, we don't want to be there. Well, have fun. It's kind of they're going to be the one kind of deciding where you're going. The only other odd one is the idea of Blindabarcos on the river, which is their archetypes. Pretty much every single of these ships are going to have a basic ability as well as some features aboard them. These are just the 3 sample ones I have: the warship, the cruiser, and the ramshackle. Each of these bonuses are going to give the Vagabonds something important related to it, as well as having just something they have. For example, the warship has blood on the deck, which all the Vagabonds gain +1 heavy wounds, which is pretty damn good, and that's quite a bit. It giving them a little bit more survivability, but it's heavy wounds. It's not light wounds, it's not superficial, it's heavy. You can survive getting hurt worse, but you're still getting hurt pretty bad. While, rest and recuperation is, the Vagabonds are able to draw a fate card if they are allowed to rest the night in a location or spend time aboard the cruiser. Pretty much the ramshackle is pretty much anytime they're able to draw fate, they draw one and they discard another. So let's say, for example, let's shuffle my hand a little bit here. So let's say, oh no, I'm in desperate straits. I got an 8 of diamonds and a 7 of spades. I can be like, okay, I'm going to keep the 7 of spades, but discard the 8 of diamonds. That's a very important note about discarding it, because that means people like the Seeker can now take that. That's kind of the idea of that. Like, that's kind of the concept. What these are supposed to be like, if you want me to get a little bit more dramatic about the whole affair, is these are a more, how do I want to word this, direct representation of the themes that you want to explore in the game. If you have a warship, you are going on a death march, that you are clearly looking for a fight, and people are kind of clearly know you're looking, people know you're looking for a fight, and you're also looking for one. If you're a cruiser, things are a little bit more relaxed, but you're also kind of a little bit more somber about things. Well, the ramshackle means you're clearly hiding something. I have this entire fucking section down here. pretty much the basic idea is, while the Vagabonds are exploring their own kind of ideas and themes and problems, the Blinda Barco, Blinda Barco is more of the overall theme, the overall sense of what's going on. Why does a pacifist get on a warship? Why does the journalist get on a cruiser? Why are people aboard this smuggling craft? Like, why are people doing this? It's more of the motif behind things. Because, yeah, you're in a ramshackle shithole, but you may be like, oh, he's the super honorable guy aboard this really janky-ass ship. What's going on here? Well, it's more deeper themes. That's the goal anyway. Hopefully, I kind of get that across. I do, again, this is an entire thing I wrote of like, this is also a little bit more on how Ineria is supposed to feel. How it changes and how it kind of moves. The river is forever flowing toward destiny, no matter how cruel. One that perhaps the Vagabonds may not know about or don't wish to dwell on. Ineria herself shifts and changes the mood and temperament of the crew in the situation. Overcast days and light rain signals somber moments, while those sunny, humid days may be the only thing revealing the truth of the matter. Not to mention the people the Vagabonds will meet on every side of the conflict. Kind of the... all men are equal on the river. The only thing that's on there is your ship. That's for things like, is one way to both travel the heart of Ineria, see Ineria's truth, hide their own secrets, and finally succumb to their own problems. Just as much as part of the story as the Vagabonds themselves. That is kind of the basic gist of it, of what ended up happening. It was just there was a lot of stuff. Like, not gonna lie, there was just a lot of stuff I had to write, and it was pain and agony. But yes, here we are, down the river. This is advancement. This is really the last thing we need to do today. Let's see, did anybody ping me further? No, nobody's pinged me further, thank God. We live in a society. God, why are people posting cringe? People posting cringe. But yes, this is kind of the idea of down the river, doom and salvation. Because one of the big things is, like, I kind of wanted to play around a little bit when it came to wanted to play around a little bit when it came to experience a little bit, because I just felt that was fun, because I could. Yeah, let's get to this. So, doom and salvation. The Vagabonds have come to Ineria for a reason. Whether it's to escape their destiny, defy fate, or charge headlong into oblivion. Let's see, Vagabonds come to Ineria reason, whether it is to escape their destiny, defy fate, or charge headlong into personal oblivion. To be a vagabond on the river is to be Let's see that. So being a vagabond of the river is to long for the ocean's freedoms, or ready themselves when at the, let me see, what would you, that'd be the mouth. Yeah, there we go. Find them someone there, finally at the Delta. Vagabonds come to Ineria for a reason. To be a vagabond is on the river, is to long for the ocean's freedom. For the freedom of the ocean. Freedom of the ocean, or ready themselves when they are finally at the Delta. Throughout the campaign, the vagabonds will be building up doom and salvation. Doom represents the problems and internal sins, and actually represents the sins. Actually represents the sins and trauma the endure and come out the other side with. Let's see. Doom represents the sins and trauma the vagabond has endured and come out the other side. With. Salvation. However, salvation is the, let's see, the hopes and dreams the vagabond has secured though. Both of these are a different kind. Both of these act as quote experiences the vagabond has undergone. Experiences the vagabond has endured. See, both these act as experiences the vagabond has endured, improving themselves as they make their way down the winding river. There's got to be a better way than saying river. Oh yeah. Winding waterways. Doing themselves as they make their way down the one. Solid, what are you doing? Solid, my man, what are you doing? Okay, so let's see. Vagabond improving themselves as they make their way down the winding waterways. Gaining salvation, doom and salvation. Gainings, doom and salvation. During the episode, the vagabond will accumulate doom and salvation. Will accumulate doom and salvation by their actions and deeds. While both are during the episode, the vagabond will accumulate doom and salvation by their actions and deeds. they will add them all. They'll add them all up at the end of the episode to determine their final amount. Determine their final amount. Their final amount of experience to spend. Experience. However, they should record their amount of doom versus salvation. They should record their amount of either of the two. Actually, they should. However, they should record the amount of doom or salvation. Salvation they have acquired. And they should record the amount of doom or salvation they have acquired over the course of the episode and the entire campaign. So next we do this. Experiences, headlong, gating doom. Call me MF Doom. So we need to make a table, nice and simple little table, because we love tables, everybody. Remember that, kids. Tables make the dream work. We want to make something like this. Actually, no, we'll do we'll do episode X. How do we want to word this? Actually, deeds, and then we'll do salvation. So, deeds and doom. Then we need to make a second one. We'll do deeds and salvation. And what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of trickery with tables and put them next to each other, but we're just doing this right away. So, doom, we'll do kill someone. Kill someone. Horribly injure someone. Actually, inflict. Actually, now kill someone. Actually, we'll do. We'll kill someone for the first time. Kill again. Kill another person. Kill another person. So we want to do what would be something pretty consistent that you will actually know we can do. We'll do kill a person, which we'll do 5, 3, and then 1. This is really going to be on 5 for the first kill, 3 for innocence, or and 1 for every subsequent kill is either 3 for weaker opponents. Actually, no. How do we want to? 5 for the first kill. The next 5 are worth 3. Next 5 are worth 3, and then every subsequent kill. Subsequent kill is worth 1. So it's kind of along the idea of being like, if you start killing a shit ton of people, you're gonna build doom very quickly, and it's gonna stop mattering because you don't feel it anymore. So let's do. We want to do kill a person. So we'll do harm harms to a trusted faction. Cause harm to. Actually, how do we want to do this? So we want to do these. Doom is necessarily like something is clearly wrong. Like you are like not. sins and trauma they have come to actually 1, 2, 3, which we'll add in another footnote because we like footnotes. 1 for super fit, 1 for light wounds. 2 for heavy wounds, and 3 for a mortal wound. I'm like, yep, I've learned a little bit about something because I've got hurt. We want to actually, we want to kill a person, take a wound, complete a mercenary contract, complete a selfish desire, work against a trusted faction. Pretty much somewhat, if you were like, oh, well, we're really good friends with the anarchists and they really like us. Oh, I need you to kill a bunch of anarchists. Okay, and then you do it, and it's like, yeah, you're fucking bastards. These guys trust you. How do I want to do this? It's witness a vagabond's death. That means pretty much one of your friends die. How do we want to do this? How do I want to do this? Like, I can see what I'm trying to say here. Pretty much, it's like Doom is kind of problems that you've endured. Like, actually, no. Actually, fail a contract or mission. Liberally endangered. a friendly. We'll do complete a friendly request. Ooh, complete a friendly request. Help an allied faction. What do we want to do? Save someone's life. Actually, avoid resorting to violence. Avoid resorting to violence. Actually, how do I want to do this? Someone's life. Avoid resorting to violence. Complete friendly request. Help an allied faction. Succeed at contract. Save somebody's life. Avoid resorting to violence. We want to... How do I want to do... Come on. Come on. You can... Come on. Come on, Notepad. I know you can do this. It's right there. It's right fucking there. Just say it. Just say it. They want to do this. Because salvation is the good. Like, you've done good. You know, you've improved yourself. You've made a better option to try to make the world a better place. And in turn, you're trying to redeem yourself. Whatever you're running away from, you're kind of either accepting it a little bit more, or you are more clearly dealing with it. Let's just say that. Like, you're kind of dealing with it a little bit better. Really well. It's, you know, be a good person kind of thing. I think. What am I thinking of here? What am I thinking of here? Rejected selfish fire or previous sin. Deliberately endanger others. Deliberately endanger oneself. No, help civilians, aid civilians, aid civilians. Aid civilians with their problems. Reject selfish desire. It's only going to be worth 1. Aid civilians. It's only going to be worth 2. Now you may notice, hey, wait a moment, Notepad. Isn't it a lot easier to get doomed than salvation? Yes. That's on point. That's on purpose. So I should actually put that as a side. I'm going to put that as a side note. That is kind of an important note. So we do side note. Doom versus salvation. It's far easier to accumulate doom rather than salvation. Let's see, it's far easier to accumulate doom rather than salvation. These the vagabonds are rarely guilt-free Vagabonds are rarely people with a good history. They are running away from something. And doom represents it coming to bite them in the ass. Yeah, so it's kind of like the idea of being like, it's on purpose why it's a lot harder to gain, like why you're constantly gaining doom a lot more consistently. Because that's kind of the theme of the game, arguably. You're trying to run away from your doom. So we want to do spending. Doom salvation experience. At the end of the episode, add all doom and salvation reward. Add all doom and salvation rewards together for the final amount of experience. If the narrator believes that the vagabonds performed well, or had interesting interactions not covered by the above, award any additional experience 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Additional experience here rather than doom versus salvation. Or any additional experience here. Experience can be spent on a variety of important addition. Let's see. Experience can be spent on a variety of improvements to the vagabond and their repertoire. The vagabond and their abilities. Abilities representing hidden talents or raw skill, or raw improvement during their time in Ineria. These must be slightly justified, but as long as it makes a bit of sense, it works. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can add it up to get experience, and that's fine. What I'm going to probably do is, at the end of this, I'm going to add in the kind of the final thing here. It's going to be after Talons, of course, but it's going to be kind of the idea of like it's kind of like your accumulated good karma and bad karma. If you were a true fucking monster and you've done terrible things throughout your entire trip through Ineria, you're not really going to have a happy ending. Yeah, it's like you're still going to be dogged by whatever it is. Something clearly isn't great is going to happen. However, if your salvation is really high, you've been kind of saved. Kind of the idea being like, you've done enough good and kind of the world's kind of rewarding you for it. You've gone out of your way to be helpful. And if you kind of notice, like a lot of these, it's, if you really only take friendly requests, and if you take, you help other people, you avoid resorting to violence, or you aid civilians, you can get salvation. However, you're gaining doom by kind of getting into problems. It's a lot more about combat, it's a lot more about problems, and things can be also a little bit asymmetrical too. That's fine. I should actually put a note about that, being like, it's okay to have asymmetrical, situations where, hey, I'm a soldier McBadass and I'm just piling my doom up because I'm a murder machine. That's cool. Yeah, that's fine. But it's like, if you really aren't going to kill anybody, you aren't going to like gain a lot of doom. A little bit hard, but if you're like, that's kind of like if you reject, avoid resorting to violence. If you try to, reject, your selfish desires, you're gonna gain a little bit more salvation, but you're not really gonna get as much experience. You get more experience by undergoing your doom. That's the problem. And if we suspect that, like, you're making, like, let's say you're going to get an average of, like, let's see, 3, let's say 8. Let's say you're going to get about an average of about 8 experience per session. So that's fine, per session. So we want to do, let's see what we can improve. Just raw, what do we have? Let's see, where are you? Oh, didn't mean to hit that there. Why are you here? So we can improve our aspect. So 8 for a maximum of 5. We want to do improve an aspect. Improve an aspect, which is going to be a new value, which is going to be new value plus 1. So to go from 0 to 1, it's going to be 2. To go from 1 to 2 is going to be 3. That's kind of the idea. So it's actually, no, that's a little bit cheap. So maybe we do like new value plus 2. No. Exponential. No, we do, see, if what we do is we do new value times 2. What's going to happen, it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I have a feeling most people are going to end off at about 3 pretty consistently, and I'm okay with that. So we do new value times 2. That does make, jacking up the 5 pretty, early on kind of a valuable thing, but you're also kind of crippled in other aspects. What we can do is we can do, we can do fated, which is going to increase fate hand by plus 1, which is going to be just a raw 15. Actually, we'll do a raw 20 experience, do value experience, which is going to be adding a new skill. We can do new skill, which is going to be a current skill amount. If we do, let's say current skills times current skills times 3. So your first initial skill, since you always are going to start with 3 skills. So how many skills do you start with? You start with 4. No, you start with 4, so that would be 12 experience. No, we do that. What's going to do is you're going to start with 8, so you can acquire a new skill, but every single one's going to get a little bit more expensive. It's going to go from 8 to, it's going to be 8, 10, 12. Okay, so that's, I'm going to pick up a lot of skills, but that's fine as well. See, is there anything else that I can really... Yeah, there isn't really that much, raw, like, skills or abilities or anything like that. That's not really the point of the game. It's to have a lot of those. I guess we have to just do talents then. Acquire a new talent, which is going to be a raw. Guess we can do like 8 experience. Why did you open up? Huh, weird. Hmm. Ah, delicious. So we want to do. Acquire a new talent, experience. There may be a point where the Vagabonds are asymmetrical in their current experience amounts. That is okay, and that is okay. Just remember that increase, and that is okay. That is are asymmetrical in their current experience amount, and that is okay. Those who tend to have higher experience amounts tend to also have a heavier weight on their soul than others. And as the old Inerian saying goes, those with heavy hearts sink the fastest. There we go. So it's kind of like the idea of like, yeah, if you have a shit ton of experience points, it's because you are getting really hurt. You are undergoing lots of betrayals. You're witnessing people's dying. You're clearly not in a good position. You are clearly like, ah, oh, dude, you're having a, ooh, you're not looking too hot. They're clearly not having a good time, and sometimes that's sometimes that's a tragedy, and that's like kind of one of the ideas what I want to get across a little bit is this isn't necessarily going to be a happy-go-lucky ending to some cases, and that's fine. It's okay to not have the happiest ending in the world. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're a little bit fucked up in some way. Like something clearly is like, ooh, this isn't looking too good. Like this is clearly like a, ooh, no, oh no, oh no. All right, now comes the hard part. Talents. This is what I knew was going to be the hard part. Talents represent a new angle. The Vagabond, new angle the Vagabond has. Actually, no, do variable experience. New angle the Vagabonds developed to increase their skill, to increase their ability in field, or enable themselves a grant themselves additional options in the field. Certain talents require previous talents to be taken. Require previous talents to be taken, but will be clearly actually no, we're not going to do that. Fuck that. Options in the field. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to write down a couple of just basic talents, just ideas at the top of our head. So first off, I think we should add in, it's like kind of obviously we do factional Factional, which is going to be kind of a variable, kind of a variable one, in which we're going to call like the 3 XP, in which you just get +1d, which is just going to be +1d6 to interacting with that faction. With that faction requires, like, you clearly know this, like, this person, like, you like these people, they like you, like, it just costs a little bit. It's not terribly expensive to actually pick up. Actually, let's not worry about costs yet. So we want to add in. Actually, no, let's just do flat values for these ones. We just want these to be pretty flat values. No. We want to do. Just do the raw ones first. Like just do the +2 to interact with that faction. Ineria knowledge. You just learn a little bit about Ineria in general. We can do actually foreign knowledge. We'll do foreign knowledge variable +2 to +2 to knowing about foreign location. A little bit cheaper because, again, the entire idea. I did put this note in as well, which is kind of the idea, like, none of you are actually going to be from Ineria. That's the problem. We can do let's just think of actually we should do blend the barco pilots +2 to actions while piloting the blend barco. Actually, no, we do no action needed to pilot. No action is surrendered. Maintain. Blend barco. We want to do hatred variable +2 when combating a certain faction. I hate the communists, therefore anytime I fight the communists I get a bonus to it. Let's see to get focused skill add +1d6 to a check. Plan to add +1d6 to a skill to a check involving a particular skill. So you just have like a raw, like you're really fucking good at it. Add +1 to superficial wound. Add +1 to superficial wounds. Actually, no, superficial. We'll do add +1 to superficial, light, or heavy wounds. Add +1 to mortal wounds. Keen eye, add +1, add +2, and mystery or when using adventure or let's see, or using adventure or conflict to investigate. That's a good one, actually. Actually, Soldier of Fortune gain, we'll say gain +5 Doom, gain +5 Doom and experience, gain +5 Doom and experience, but gain 0 Doom, gain 0 Doom from further kills. Because again, you don't require this right off the bat. That's one of the things. You have to kind of buy this. So grabbing Soldier of Fortune pretty much means like, I'm taking a lot of Doom initially. You know, 5 Doom's quite a bit. I'm taking a lot of Doom initially to prevent me from really kind of suffering the trauma later on. It's like, yeah, I'm not feeling too hot, but I think we're going to get into a lot of combat, so maybe grabbing Soldier of Fortune is a good idea. You know, gain, let's say gain 6 Doom, but no experience, but +6 Doom, but gain 0 Doom for, actually I should do gain, but no experience. Gain 0 Doom from further kills. Double take. The Vagabond. The Vagabond finds, the Vagabond is informed if there is a core or deep clue hidden at the location, or a deep clue hidden at the location. Again, it's not like, yeah, you're just being informed. There's a core clue here. Like, you clearly know, like, there's a core clue here. Like, ha ha ha. Soak in the scenery. May successfully acquire. Find an exterior clue immediately. That doesn't seem very valuable, but it's like, yeah, you're providing a lot more context to each individual core clue you end up getting. It's like, okay, you know, like this is kind of like, all right, this is fine. Let's see. Wild deduction of. Actually, you know what I will do is we'll do gut feeling. The Vagabond may spend a face card. May spend a face card to discover a core or discover a core clue in a location. Only once per investigation. Only once per investigation. Yeah, so it's just like, here's a gut feeling. Like, you think you, like, here, can I find a core clue in here? Yeah, okay, but you have to burn a face card, which is pretty fucking bad. It's like, okay, I got 5 cards, I have to burn a jack. Jack's a full D6, or I have to burn a queen. That's a bunch of rerolls. Like it's a cost, but it's maybe something you want to cycle your card out a little bit. So let's do intrigues. Increase the sway of a single group. Let's see. Vagabond increases the sway of a single group by +1. Increase the sway of a single group by +1 during an intrigue. Silver-tongued devil, the vagabond decreases the sway of a single group by -1 during an intrigue. Yeah, like there's not much I can really do with these ones. Like this one's really dependent on like just various factors. Being like you can increase or decrease sway of certain things. Maybe being able to push yourself over by just a little bit. That could work. Well, we're on combat, so we may as well actually die hard could yet. So we'll do Vagabond gains +5. Vagabond gains +5 doom, +5 doom, but gains no more doom. Gains no more doom from light or heavy injuries. There we go. A little bit like you're getting a little bit of doom. It's kind of the idea of like you're spending a little bit more to get something else. So let's do just basic ones over here. Fear the Reaper. +1 to actually adds +1 to momentum. +1 to momentum at the end of around every round of combat. So it's kind of like by the presence of the vagabond. Actually, we should do so no, we'll do the vagabonds add +1 to momentum at the end of every round. Requirement must have killed a person. Must have killed a person before. And there's no. That's like going to be one of those things. Like yeah, you've got to kill someone to have the Reaper's hand, which is pretty fucking good. What you want to do? Quick thinking. End up calling it. The Vagabond adds +2 to their initiative. Adds +2 to their initiative. Just kind of like a raw. Like here's a raw bonus. This is pretty good. Actually, no. Oh, yeah. The Vagabond adds +1 to momentum, adds +1 to momentum at the end of every round. End of every round of combat. If they are in heaven, they pretty much mitigate the heaven negative. Show no pain. The Vagabond only reduces momentum by -1 if they are wounded. If they are wounded in combat. So they reduce effectively the momentum value contribution by half. Oh, didn't mean to click on that. Let's see what we want to do. That's some good combat ones. What are some good combat ones? Generally speaking, I don't want like heavy combat ones, like just like you get a +3 to fucking hit or whatever. Actually, no, we can do the Vagabond adds +2 to attacks when using a melee weapon. It's kind of like if you use a handgun, you can do this. We can do yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, if you're a gunslinger, you can use handguns or whatever. I guess we should use rifles then. Rifles, actually no, we'll use long guns instead. We'll do two attacks when you using a long gun. When using a long gun, shotgun, SMG, rifle, etc. You know, trained fighter seems pretty useful, but it's like, yeah, it is useful because it's supposed to be for fighter people, not really for anything else. Let's see. So, posed under fire. The Vagabond's breather action now gains +3 to their next initiative roll. So you're just improving breather just a little bit. Recovery takes time. Worry about equipment. We don't really have to worry about maneuvering. Actually, we can do sprinter. The yards when making a maneuver. So you just increase it by 2 yards, which doesn't seem like super valuable. That's 6 feet. Like 2 yards is 6 feet. Like that's a decent chunk of movement. Like you're a little bit faster. Actually, no, miracle bullet. If the vagabond would ever suffer instantaneous death, 21 plus damage. They instead just take a mortal wound. Occurs only once per combat. So yeah, if you if you roll insanely poorly, you are just going to be at mortal wounds instead of just a violent death. Now mind you, if you already have mortal wounds, you could still die from it, but it's like, yeah, you went from instant death to maybe not instant death. Guess we can add some fun ones. The Vagabond, unarmed damage now deals adventure plus 2 damage. We don't really need to do this too extensive. They were to deal heavy wound, they instead KO the target. You know, just full knockout of the target. Like, yeah, you just fuck them up. Yeah. Hidden blade. So it's like, the idea of the hidden blade is like you always are going to have like at least a small melee weapon on you. Just a small one. Doesn't really mean much, but it's something. Build a barco. We'll do sea legs, the vagabond. Display no penalties while being aboard the Blindabarco, and gain a +2 to all defense actions while aboard their own. Go, sea legs. Blindabarco. Do you have anything here? No, not really. Demon salvation. Actually, we can do redemption. Saintly, the Vagabond. The Vagabond gains +5 salvation. Vagabond gains +5 salvation, but increases the doom, but not experience. But increases the doom of endangering others or completing selfish desires by +2. But I want more experience points. Well, congratulations, but the problem is it's just like, yeah, that's going to generate you more experience points, but you're like also gonna fucking like, you're clearly going for the bad ending kind of thing. Did you ever contact the guy to get a copy of Jovian Sleigh Ride? No, I never did, because why would I contact a guy about a 7-year-old game? You're like, hey man, did you do this? No. See, I'm not even sure if it's real. That's the thing. I don't even know if Jovian Sleigh Ride's a real game. There's a distinct chance that it's just not a real game. That's the problem. I do not know. Actually, what we can do is, so we can do, what would you call it? It's, actually, no, adventure running. The Vagabond gains a +2 bonus, gains a +2 to all all adventure checks involving running, sprinting, involving adventure running, which allows for fast traversal around urban environments. It's parkour, which footnote. It's hardcore parkour. There we go. There we go. Because I find it funny. Blend the barco. What's some other ones that we can do? Actually, no, we can do scholar of we'll do variable. The vagabond gains a +2 when relating about information about their preferred school of thought or study. So it's like, I'm a biology scholar. Yeah, okay, you're in a +2 to everything relating to biology. I'm a philosophy guy. You can going to get a +2 to all of that. How do we want to do this? Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's do this right, because we're gonna have like a set of them that are gonna be a little bit weird. I just need to have this. We need to have daring. Two-fisted fighting. All heart cards can be used for conflict checks. All heart cards can be used for conflict. All heart cards can be used for. It would be clubs check. For clubs actions. So then we need the brain is a muscle. All heart cards can be used for spade actions. Actually, no, for conflict actions, for mystery actions. Let's see, beauty is for. Actually, no, we do Eye of the Beholder. All heart cards can be used for drama checks. For checks. Then let's go to the drama, which we're going to do effortless grace. All diamond cards can be used for adventure checks. Then we do super sleuth. All diamond cards can be used for mystery checks. Are you going to find a term for this? I hate to break it to you all. Here we need all diamond cards can be used for conflict checks. I have a feeling these ones are going to be pretty popular just because they give everyone a lot more options, but that's why I'm splitting them up the way I am. It's like, you can only really have a few of these. You can't have them all. Which we want to do. For mystery. Actually, for mystery, it would be Actually, we'll call it optimized must. Actually, no, optimal training. All spade cards can be used for adventure checks. Let's do and some stranger. All spade cards can be used for drama checks. Identify the threat. All spade cards can be used for conflict checks. And then we need to do called boot camp. All club cards can be used for adventure checks, which leads to right for the throat. Glint of the rifle. All club cards can be used for mystery checks. There we go. Quite a few of these, but that's going to be kind of bulking out our talents a bit. Not necessarily cowardice, I just don't know if it exists anymore. It's one of those things, when you get to like really old games, it's like, hey, I know you wrote a game called Jovian Sleigh Ride. Can I have it? I wanna review it. I wanna go over this game because I find it weird. Because I know it's out there, so I've just been trying to find it. I should email the guy, but I don't like. There's also the other idea where I don't know if there's even a fucking email out there, because it's not like it's listed anywhere. I can't like just like call the guy being like, hey, did you write a game called Jovian Sleigh Ride? Fucking Judge from fucking God, like Judge. I think he's from like Wisconsin or some stupid shit. Like it's some stupid shit like that. It's like, what the fuck? Let's see who pinged me. Yeah, Josh Berkowitz Geller. Like, here's the thing. This is Josh Berkowitz Geller. Like, this is the closest person that I was able to find about anybody about Berkowitz Geller. Is this dude right here? Which let me see. Is this gonna get mad at me? No, I don't want to do this. There's also this guy who, I don't know if this is it. I mean, it would be weird if it wasn't him, but I guess that might be him. This might be the guy who looks like a completely different fucking person. He's the boss at Palace Goods. Burke Corp family off. Like, it's... This is where this is what I mean by, like, it's hard to find who the fuck this guy is, because it's not like there's really anything there. I mean, he did technically write for this guy, for these guys, but it's like there's nothing really there. That's really all I could find on him. The other guy, was it the Adam Krause? Yeah, this is Adam Krause. This is the closest I could really find about who Adam Krause may be. It's one of these many men with the most generic fucking name available, mind you. Like, Adam Krause is a very generic name. I guess he wasn't the judge. Like, yeah, like I even do like TTRPG. Like, only thing he pops up for is voice is this, but I don't even see where he's like listed in here. But this is like where he is possibly is. He may have worked for Void Spiral. He may not have. I do not know. That's kind of the issue. Because I genuinely do not know who this guy possibly is. Like, I guess it could be him, but this is a completely fucking different person. This is Adam Seal. Fine, I'll message him. Yeah, no, do it. Fuck it. You know, yeah. Because I'm like, I don't want to email like a random fucking dude about it. If I knew it was like, this has to be it, like this has to be the person, I'd be a lot more confident. But I legitimately do not know who it could be. I don't want to email someone on Reddit because I don't have a Reddit account either. That's another factor going into this. I do not have a Reddit account. Nor do I wish nor do I wish anybody with, good health, or, a good family life to, wish upon them having to go to Reddit. Reddit truly is a godless land. We want to do something like this. We want to do, name. The Vagabond has a +2 to interacting with a particular faction chosen when this talent was acquired. We Gucci. Period knowledge. We are just going to go right down the fucking. Not really going to make this pretty at all. I'm just going to kind of put it down here right now. Just raw putting it down here just so it's down, so I don't got to think about it later. Then we'll clean everything up when we get done. Why don't I make this a lot easier on myself and just do... Can't tell. This is a little bit janky, but you do what you gotta do. Because a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Show no pain, reducing to by 1, gunslinger, when you handguns, duelist, fix everything up later. Okay, why didn't you just put this in a fucking thing? Well, because I'm a fucking moron. probably a much easier way of doing this, but I didn't choose that because your boy here is a goober. I'm not responding to anything right now. You also have a -2 when interacting with them. The Hidden Blade, identify the threat. There's a +2 to gaining information about Ineria and its people. Keen Eye, Miracle Bullet, Optimal Training, Pugilist. Let's see. Vagabond adds +1 to mortal wounds. Vagabond adds, Vagabond. We are Gucci, so we're going to this roll. Because I don't know why. I hate the fact that if you pin a header row, it goes onto every page. I always think that's a little silly. It doesn't look very good to me. That's why I don't like it very much. It looks a little bit awkward. However, if I bring it down to 8, it's only a few pages. Actually, if I bring this on a completely different page, I can do it in 3, and then we just put a big image right there. I think that'll work. Because if I put it up like this, I think this is going to work a little bit better. It's a little bit awkward, but it should work. So we want to do. So if we're making the brave assumption, let's just make the brave assumption that you're going to get on average about 8 experience points. So let's make about an average of about 5. Let's just say 5 is kind of going to be our average. If you want to do it, say that it caught your eye and you were trying to do research on it because you were looking at Rod, Reel, and Fist by Rod, Reel, and Fist, and I thought you were really fascinated in it, but you couldn't find any information about it. And if anyone like, well, it should be here, being like, oh, I didn't find it, so I just wanted to email you about it because I thought it'd be best. Pretty much, if you have to stroke the ego a little bit. Just don't reveal your power level. That's the secret to many things in life. Never reveal your power level. So let's do 5, 7. I want these ones to be 6. So let's just do all these ones first. So 6, 6. Clubs card 6, 6, 6. So you can get them pretty actively, but it's like you are actively trading out, like you're trading out a lot of value to try to maximize your cards, which are already kind of a finite resource. So it's like don't do this. Like I'm trying to get across the idea of being like, you shouldn't really be wanting to like actively purchase these. You can, and they're very valuable. Actually, these aren't augments. So let's do this as 5. Vagabond gains 5 doom. We'll do 7. Deep clue hidden at a location. We'll do 6. +2 attacks using a melee weapon. We'll do 6. +2 when interacting with a particular faction. We'll bring that down to 4 because we want that. Because the problem is, like, this can be, actually I should say, we'll do, this can be taken multiple times. No. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, if you really want to, like, yeah, you have to kind of pick a faction, you're going to get a bonus interacting with them, but it's like, kind of, like, yeah. This is pretty valuable. This is real good, so I'm going to, but it's also kind of situational. I should say, can be taken multiple times. The Vagabond knows 5. When using handguns, we want like a lot of the attack ones. I think we should increase that up to about 7, just to make sure, like, yeah, 6 sounds pretty good. Hatred, we want these to be about there. I'm okay with people taking this multiple times. We'll say that's going to be a 6 as well. Nerdy knowledge, we want this to be very hellishly expensive. And you may be wondering, Notepad, why do we want it to be hellishly expensive? Because it's an awkward thing. That's kind of like one of the ideas, being like, you are learning about Ineria should feel very awkward and very expensive. It's like, yeah, it took a little bit of time where you can buy other skills or buy other things with it, but you took time to really learn about this. When using mystery or drama to investigate, which should be 6. Actually, no. Actually, we'll do 5. Actually, no, we'll do, I'm thinking 5, 5 for each, because that's fine. Miracle Bullet's going to be a raw 10. Pugilist is going to be, it's kind of a situational thing, so we're going to put it at, actually, we'll put it at 5, because it's actually not that great. Vagabond adds +2 to their initiative, just kind of like a raw bonus. Is going to get put at 7, +1 momentum, which is going to be kind of a raw bonus. +1 mortal wound, we're going to put that at 9. Actually, we're going to put that at 8 because that's pretty good. Saintly is going to be pretty cheap because it's pretty good. Scholar of choice. Scholar of choice. We'll put that at 5. Actually, yeah. Sea legs, we'll put it at about 7. Show no pain. We'll put that at 5. Silver Dung Devil Sway. We'll put that at 5. Soak in the scenery. Put that at 4. That's pretty simple to give. Soldier of Fortune, gain +6 Doom. Vagabond gains. The Vagabond gains +6 Doom, but no experience. We're going to put that at 5 because we want to get the idea of being like, this is very easy to become this. Vagabond is adapted. Actually, no, we put this up to 7, I feel. Adapted sprinting. Brain Fighter, we want to make that 7. Vagabond Charm. Actually, we're going to make that 8 because it's a little bit more valuable. Vagabond Charm. There we go. No, I didn't mean 19, I mean 10. There we go. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the idea. I try to hide my power level the best I can. Sometimes it comes through, but that's really what it boils down to. Alright, so we've got all the talents done. Like, how many talents do we really have? So let's see, 1, 2. $45 talents. That seems pretty good. I think we got a pretty good mixture of things. Slap an image right there to end of the road. The final tallies. Let's see. And the end of the road. The end. Every story has one, and the vagabonds have an intimate knowledge that their end is rapidly approaching. Is rapidly approaching. The final couple episodes. Final few episodes, or just final one, will be the end. This final adventure has the vagabonds attempting to either either leave Ineria, or leave a lasting mark on it. Leave a lasting mark on Ineria. Leave a lasting mark on the war. Their final calling card. Their final calling card of their time in the Inerian Civil War. It also is the time to finally tally up all the collected doom and salvation the Vagabond has acquired. Doom and salvation the Vagabond has acquired. If the Vagabond's salvation is higher than their doom, then they will most likely, barring disaster, emerge from Ineria, a changed person, surviving the war, everyone's my one guy who keeps doing all the music. I think he started re-uploading things for some reason. If the Vagabond salvation is higher than their doom, then they will most likely, barring disaster, emerge from Ineria a changed person, surviving its trials. Their newfound hope and deliverance will paint a picture of a changed person, no longer seeking to run from their past or their sins anymore, or finding a way to avert their own perceived destiny. The Vagabond has complete control over their stories ending. Complete control over their stories ending, being able to narrate their conclusion to what they see fit. If the Vagabond's doom is higher than their salvation, then trouble has come for them for the final confrontation. Let's see. Then trouble has come from them for the final confrontation. Then their sins have finally caught up to them. Let's see. Then their sins have finally caught up to them, or their hunter has finally come to collect. This final engagement determines the fate of the Vagabond. This final engagement determines the fate of the Vagabond. Whether they manage to succeed or fail is actually, no, how do we want it? And just finally come to collect. While they may still flee from their destiny, it's inevitable now that it'll confront them, and their demise is almost certain. Let's see. While they may flee from their destiny, it's inevitable now it'll confront them in the near. It'll confront them. This confrontation This confrontation can occur in Ineria or as a narrative and as described by the narrator as well as the vagabond themselves. Having a doomed and suffering from doom does not mean a negative, does not mean a bad ending. Simply that the vagabond is now forced to confront or succumb to what they were fleeing with the odds stacked against them. If needed, have both the narrator and the vagabond draw three cards from the fate deck. Let's see. How do I want to do this? If needed, have both the narrator and the vagabond draw 3 cards from the fate deck. Actually, have the narrator draw 4 cards from the fate deck, and the vagabond. Vagabond draws only 3. Reveal both. There we go. Reveal both hands. Let's see. Reveal both hands. And whoever has the highest value. When whoever has the highest value will be able to narrate the final ending. Yeah, it's kind of the idea of, like, I think the best way to think about it is the salvation ending is you've averted your own problems. You've clearly grown as a person, and you no longer are. You found a way out, or something good has happened that finally that you're allowed to be the happiest person you can be. You have complete power over what occurs here, and with that complete power, you have the ability to avert your destiny. Doom, on the other hand, the far more likely outcome, though, is you're going to have to confront it. Now, this is like, if you need to do it, this is the idea. Like, the narrator draws 4 cards, you draw 3, and it's kind of the final, like, all right, let's do it, and it's like, oh god, I got a 10, a 9, an ace, and a queen, while you have a 10, a 2, and an ace. It's like you're at kind of a disadvantage to kind of end off on your own note. And it's like, it's not going to be the happiest ending, but it doesn't have to be a bad ending either. That's the idea. It's just that whatever you are kind of going against, whatever you're escaping, has finally caught up to you. And, maybe that's okay. Maybe that's what you want. That final confrontation. If somehow the vagabond's salvation and doom are equal. Destiny rears its ugly head. The vagabond will have the right to rears its ugly head, and the vagabond has subsequently fled again. They don't confrontation with their previous sins, but they also are, but their ending is narrated collectively by each of the other vagabonds as we don't know what happened to them. as rumors, mysteries, and half-truths. Half-truths about their former companion. There we go. A little bit of story game bullshit, but the core idea behind this is you have salvation, you narrate. You get to choose whatever your ending is. You've completed the final job, you completed the final mission, you've left your mark on it. Whatever that mark is, you've left your mark on Ineria and you now are free to go. Now, you may say, hey, you know, for example, Raphael. If Raphael has his full salvation, he leaves Ineria after completing his big objective, and he says, I'm going to go to Albion. I'm sailing to Albion because I realize I can't go back home. However, I am, you know, fully accepted into Albion, and I write my magnum opus effectively. I write the saga of the Inurian conflict, as well as being kind of like this instrumental factor against Latium. However, if he has maximum doom, in Ineria, he's confronted by pretty much the guy hunting him. He's by the Latian people, and he has to fight his way out. He doesn't really get the best ending is he lives in exile now. He fights his way out, he gets out, and he manages to survive, but he's very much not the his happy ending isn't really fully there. He writes about pretty much the problems that he issued there and how it wasn't a happy time. You know, and it's, you know, he's the exiled journalist now. He's still got his happy ending. He still managed to escape, but he's not really the best ending possible. Mixed ending is nobody quite knows what the fuck happened to you. That's kind of the idea, being like, if you hit kind of an equal, you don't confront your problems, but you don't really solve them either. It's, well, last time I heard, he was in Albion. He was, you know, writing in Albion. Well, no, I heard that he fled to Colombia, and he's working under a pseudonym there. I heard he got I heard he got captured, and he's back in, and he's writing propaganda. It's kind of like nobody really knows what your ending is because you left. But that's like the rarest occurrence. That's kind of the basic idea. Now, of course, and I should put a side note in here, being like, yeah, of course, you can also have your own choice on the matter, but like, let's see, of course. Sometimes the ending is already spelled out for the vagabonds. They can only hope their doom and salvation have them remembered as a noble individual, or a haunted soul, regardless of the outcome. The only one to whether it's a pleasant one or a tragedy, is solely their responsibility. That, my friends, is Songs of the White Carnations. We are done. Good job, team. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we ended up nice and 44 pages. God, how long was this game? About 15,000 words. Not too bad. I could probably have gone longer in some aspects. Generally speaking, though, good job, team. Only 2 hours. Good job, me. Let me stretch a little bit. Yes, we are done. We are done with Song of the White Carnations. Generally speaking, I think this project went pretty well. I think the only thing that kind of hindered me was fucking combat. Combat was a bitch in this game, guys. I hate to break it to you. Like, I think the main issue with combat in this game really did boil down to the fact that there was so many little things, but I also wanted to keep it really light, and then it was like the weapons got included, then I got like, oh, I gotta do that. And I would say like the absolute weakest aspect of the game really does kind of do it in the combat section, because it's really bulkier than I wanted it to be, and then it was like kind of weird, and then it didn't work out. It's one of those games that it's going to require the GM to kind of do a little bit of heavy lifting, but hopefully it works pretty well. I'm hoping everything kind of works pretty smoothly, and there's no part of this game that I'm like, this just doesn't work mechanically. The only part that's like, I wish I could add more, but I genuinely don't know how to do it, is more boat combat. But boat stuff is, again, it was I think this game is a lot of compromising, unfortunately. It was a lot of like, well, I can't add too much equipment because you already made the game very light, very kind of interpretive. And I think that really just hindered a bunch of things. It was like, fuck, what do I do here? Fuck, damn it, shit, cock, damn it. Like, poo. I'm like, yeah, I just kind of didn't know what the hell to do in that regard. I heard a lot of games about compromising. Yeah, of course, I know it's about compromising, but the problem with some of these, like, sometimes when you compromise on things, it's like, okay, fuck, you have option A, and then you're like, oh, was option B the right option? No, damn it, this is right, this is wrong, no, this is right, this is wrong, this is right, and it's kind of always that back and forth where it's like, damn it, did I make the right choice, but I'm too far in now, and I can't pull back. But generally speaking, I think everything worked pretty well. This was, again, my first game that I really used cards in, so I'm glad the cards worked pretty well. I guess outside of like Hearts of Darkness, but that's its own thing. And I think this was like, I think the cards worked pretty well, and it does give it a different flavor, a different beat to the game, which I enjoy. I think that'll work pretty well. Outside of that, I could probably add in some more about like enemies and stuff. Like, I could probably add in like more about enemies and a little bit more about like various factions, but again, it's one of those things like I deliberately didn't want to add too much because I'm like, kind of write your own, because that's the point. It's supposed to be kind of like a story. This is kind of an idea. If I were to do like oh well, you need to do an adventure, it would pretty much just be kind of like the sample adventures already in there, being like, oh hey, like as an investigation adventure, you need to find this woman who, and this painter, this woman painter, who's been effectively not necessarily kidnapped, but she's been kidnapped, but she's been taken. Well, actually, she would have been kidnapped. She's been kidnapped by this gang, trying to trying to get this kid into service. Yeah, it's clearly like, oh, she's wrong for you. She's wrong for you. He is like, she's a communist, but like she's clearly a communist. And I am a Crusadist, but I love this woman, and fuck political lines. The second one would be, here's the military camp, and it's like, yeah, they're kind of like, you're delivering goods. However, you're kind of caught in between this, and like, you do some things here. Who do you help? Do you help the Do you help the Patriots? Do you help the coalition? Do you help the villagers in the middle of things? Then finally, like, kind of like a big combat one, which would be like, yeah, gangsters. But yeah, no, it's generally speaking, I think things went pretty smoothly with this one. Unfortunately for me though, next up we get to do the Cultivation Toku game. That's the next game on the line. Cultivation Toku is going to be a D10 game, and I'm hesitant about that one. Hesitant and worried. Very much so. I'm not ready for that one, Kings. He did get back to me, though, on a few of my questions, and luckily it seems like, oh, well, I feel a little bit more confident about player choice options for powers. I'm like, alrighty then, I can work with this. So we'll debate on that more this Friday. Let's see what's going on the rest of the week. What's going on for the rest of the week? Tomorrow I am going to be working on the Kaiserreich video. I'll write the script for that tonight, actually. That's going to be pretty weird. See, I know exactly what I want to do for that video. It's just going to be a lot of me explaining what the fuck Kaiserreich is. Like, yes, let me explain Kaiserreich real fast and why it's fucking weird. What I need to do is need to get need to talk to that. Tomorrow is also my the bigger stream when it comes to 1D&D is actually coming out tomorrow. If everyone remembers the meandering thoughts on 1D&D, that's coming out tomorrow. What way would you want to in what way you want to profit from Kaiserreich? Well, because we're done here, I can do this. I kind of went over this last stream a little bit, but this is Kaiser Cat Cinema. This is not, you gotta remember this is not Kaiserreich. What is Kaiserreich? This is this guy's and his offshoot of Kaiserreich. Yeah, retired as a Kaiserreich developer to focus on his new passion, taking the Kaiserreich universe beyond the game, expanding it to film, art, and comics. He is, but is not. Again, he was like one of the art guys who did a lot of artwork for the game. However, if we go to Kaiser Cat Cinema on YouTube, they did, oh Jesus. They did this, which I thought was a political tabletop RPG system. So I was thinking like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't really know what the fuck's going on there, but I'm gonna like, here are some of my very basic ideas. Here's some of my very basic concepts of ideas of what to do with it. It's great. And I'm like, let's explore this. Maybe there's something interesting I can do there. Maybe if I can convince them, they can give me money to just write the game for them. So yeah, that's the generic. Yes, and this Saturday we're going to be doing the generic case of generic games, which yeah, that one's going to be an interesting. I read 2 of them last night, and I'm like, wow, these suck. Well, they don't suck necessarily as much as like I feel nothing. Let's see, where is the co-creator? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about that. Love Mech 10. Yeah, a lot of stuff there. But yeah, no, it's yeah, this weekend we're going to be going over the generic games. A lot of them are like very strange. But generic games in general kind of fascinate me. They always have kind of fascinated me in more than a few ways. But yeah, that's what's tomorrow's going to be, is me going over fucking Kaiserreich more than anything, which I am not looking forward to, because Kaiserreich is kind of stupid, fun fact. Again, just to kind of give you the idea of like how much this is expanded out. Like, this is, like, the weird thing is, it's not, how do I want to, this isn't, yeah, like, this isn't just like a mod, this isn't part of the mod. Yeah, idea of Kaiser, it was born PDXCon 2017. I painted 3 Kaiserreich propaganda posters, handed out for free. After the main community tasked with the option to buy their own posters. Yeah, with the blessing of the team, was born branched off from the mod, focused on merchandise and fundraising. One-man endeavor to reinvest all profits from the webshop into creating free original content to the modding team. So it's kind of weird, because it's like, oh, well, then it's shared with the modding team, but it's also not shared with the mod. It's completely different from the modding team. It's completely fucking weird, and I have no idea really what the fuck the thing is about it. I do not understand. It's great. Because, yeah, he wants to, because there is like, the thing is, there's a Patreon. This is the thing that's interesting to me anyway. There is a full Patreon, and they make about $1,600 a month. Like, this isn't just a small amount of money. It's like, all right. But it was like, I wonder, Kaiserreich. I wonder if Kaiserreich itself has a. Does it have a? No, it does not. Where's the KR Patreon? Does Kaiserreich itself have Patreon? Let's get curious. No, luckily it doesn't. So only their, like, side thing. It's a very weird, like, connect the dots scenario. And it's like, what the fuck? Review cogs. Like, yes, I do have cogs on there. Actually, if let me bring up my generic case real fast in this dead silence because, let's see. I mean, I kept like debating. I'm like, do I go over it, or because they kept saying like, I'm updating it. So I'm like, yeah. Let's see what I have to do tonight. Probably I'm gonna go over this one. Here's cogs. This is cogs 1.0. I know for a fact there's an updated version of cogs in which I need to yell at them to give me. Luckily, we also have this is one we're going to be going over. Most likely, we're going to be going over a fistful of dice as well, and probably Chimera system if these are even popping up. They are not popping up at all. Awesome. I love it when things don't pop up properly. Yeah. Going over Chimera system, a fistful of dice, era epic storytelling. This one's a funky one, and I don't know if I like it or not. We'll go over that. This one was kind of weird. I'm like, cool. This one I actually found on fucking accident, because this is a completely, like... This is from a company, I believe, in... Where was it? This particular game was... It's not exactly where you think it's from. Like, if I'm remembering this game correctly, it's like Dwarf Fair Games was from a different location than I thought it would be. I think it's like fucking like Brazil or something. If you're a fan of Power of the Core Chimera, will be very familiar to you. No! No! Oh, fuck. So a fistful of dice and like the thing with like cogs was like, I'm gonna do it on the generic kit. People just didn't fucking vote for the generic case forever. Like, it got like 4 or 5 votes consistently every time. I have no idea why the fuck it got suddenly a bunch of votes. Like, there's no explanation for it. Yeah, here's I need to go over this one as well, because this one's only 36 pages long. It's like, oh, the Remy NES role-playing system. Yes, about old NES games. Because I need to go over this one because it does prove a point of mine. Luckily for me though, and luckily for all of us, we do have the hero we need. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I will say this. They are very good. There we go. They are very good at controlling their power level in other servers except mine. Honestly, I hope, like, the thing is, I did not know Scribbles was as horrifically racist as they are until they joined my server. I thought they were like the chillest person ever. Nah, I was not expecting that at all. I'm like, what the fuck? But yes, the character we're going to be using, fun fact, is Smash Lockjaw, our favorite man. Hello, Pepper. What's up? Yeah, this is going to be our character we're going to attempt to make every single time in every single generic system. I feel that you just attract the most racist inwards of all people. I don't know if that's like a compliment or something. I mean, is that a compliment? Being like, you attract the racism inside all of us. Being like, why? But yeah, no, this is Smash Lockjaw. He's going to teach us about how to read books. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Song of the White Carnation is done. I will see you all on Friday, in which we will be going over what was the full fucking title he wanted at this point. Let me bring it up real fast. We agreed finally on the final title because he's like me, and like the second I felt a kindred spirit with him because he was like, I don't know how to name these things. Okay. We did come to the final name of Eclipse Judgment. When is our end? So the full name of the full name of this particular game is Eclipse Judgment. When is our end? Actually, what I should do to make it more official. There we go. Eclipse Judgment. When is our end? There we go. Yes, this is gonna be an interesting one. I'm kind of excited for it. I'm allowed to do things. Scribble has the End Pass Premium, so it's okay. No, it's not. Damn it. Facts, people. Facts. I literally had to create a different thing to control the racism in my server. I don't intend for this. Twitch, I don't intend for it. I think I blame the Eastern Europeans and South Americans. I blame them. Like, it's just it's like, it's always there. It's like, damn it, no, facts, facts, facts. Please. Every person that's part of the LGBT use a lot of slurs too. There's just slurs everywhere. I don't mean for there to be so many slurs. There just are. Because if you really pay attention, like, I don't say anything. Like, I'm a very, like, I'm a capital G gamer at points, but I don't, like, do anything. I'm pretty quiet when it comes to most things. But people are like, let me tell you about how racist I am. Like, no! No, please! Not like this! You aren't supposed to be that racist. These racism powers are over 9,000. Alright, I'm gonna call it there for tonight. You are the radical centrist, yeah. So, thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Shadow Architect of Facts. Yeah, pretty much. Fucking fun alternatives to common and traditional slurs. But yes, thank you all for watching. It will be, again, Friday is when we're going to be doing things again. Most likely, tomorrow we won't, nothing is going to make me do a stream. I don't know how long the Kaiserreich video is going to be. I can tell you that right. I have no idea. I'm going to aim for, like, sub 8 minutes, but, like, it's me, so it might go a little bit longer. It might go a little, like, it's... Pepper doesn't like the monstrosity comments. I don't know why. Let's check, everybody. Let's play a game. Let's go to my before we end off the night. Let's go here. People seem to 650 subscribers, by the way. We're at 1275 on the final Monster Girl Adventures Remonstered Edition Detox, which kind of surprised me more than anything. I wasn't expecting that. We ended off, it kind of petered out, the Cyberpunk one petered out at about 2,000, which is still pretty fucking good in my book. It has now, both of them have secured a very lofty position of, you know, in the top couple, in the top few. Kai, for some reason, keeps, like, going up and down. I love it. But yeah, no, it's Cyberpunk video is technically my third most watched video. And if we look at 650 subscribers, that's pretty fucking good in my book. People seem to like the Rod, Reel, and Fist video. It's its own special kind of disaster area. So hopefully people are liking that. Hopefully people are seeing it. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. No arguments inside my Twitch chat. God. Alright, I am away. Godspeed, good luck, you know the rest. Ugh!